Okay, Berserker Bear with some more family gravy, Tartarian research. Buffalo. Kind of got a unique position here to reference some of these old books from my grandfather's library. And long story short, with the synchronicity that's on hyperdrive lately, I look through these books and I find things that we're researching right now, you know, in the truth community, YouTube, all that goes without saying. Obviously, John Levy, autodidactic, Philip Druzinin, you guys are icons. Tyson Mudfossil, Roger, Mudfossil University. I'm pulling from everybody here and putting things together and trying to piece it together, Tartarian style. And then when I research some of these books and look into some of these books, and there's things that pop up that I see online and research, it's like it hits home and it lets me know that I'm on the right path. Anyway, let's get into this real quick, and I'm going to show you how old these books are. I'm going to show you what I see in them, and one of these books we can use, there we go, as a resource as opposed to looking online. This actually goes through styles of architecture, and the copyright date sure if you can see that. 1937. If you want to pause and read that preface. This will put a face to a name of the architecture that we see. John Levy, autodidactic. Briefly, general view of what this is, and it has letters on what each thing is, what the construct of Egypt that we think it is, but then it goes into Greek vases, Greek sculpture, Greek sculpture a lot, Greek sculpture a lot. Here we go. This will be a Roman architecture. Now, we can look up and see exactly what these things are. That's A. You come down to A. Forum Romanium. Roman architecture. More Roman architecture. And then it goes through sculptor. So it has a series of each. Oh, there goes early Christian architecture. Okay. What is that? G. Stefano Rotundo, Rome, Restoration. This book is amazing. Byzantine architecture, like the Blue Mosque. I thought that was the Blue Mosque, but it's saying that it's F. That's what I'm talking about with the grabbling of history. Instead of looking online, I'm going to use this. Byzantine. Goes through layouts also. Here we get into Italian. French Romanesque layouts. Now this is just firing from the hip, showing you what I got to work with effectively. No real cohesive narrative here other than showing you resources that I'm going to be using as opposed to the internet that are from old books. A Worms Cathedral. Interesting. German medieval. Crutterbear. There you go. French Gothic. Now, you begin to see how I could go through all the churches that I have here and start identifying them. From a book that I had collecting dust just 4 weeks ago. Literally. If anybody's interested in finding more out about this, my email address is dustinkirby062@gmail.com. Let's figure out what's going on here together. There goes possible somatic patterns, possible Antiquitech. Oh, another good channel, Deciphering the Devil's Details. He's got some good Tartarian research too, and somatic pattern stuff. Look at this. I mean, are you kidding me? There's one thing I'd like to find in here, and then I'll move on to the next. Towers are interesting. Look up below Towers of Bologna. John Levy channel has a great video on Towers of Bologna, Italy. What is going on there? What's going on here? Wood carving. Now there is one thing I wanted to show. How this hits home. For things I'm looking at and researching on the ground in Buffalo. Tell me I can't find the Tower of the Winds architecture. Forgive me for this. I believe it's in here somewhere. It's in Athens, so that might be Aegean. Tower of the Winds. I'm looking for Tower of the Winds in Athens. Tower of the Winds. I know it's in here somewhere. Took a picture of it before. Please bear. Here we go. That still stands to this day. You can look it up on Infogalactic. Wikipedia. I'll plug Vox and Infogalactic. For sure. All day long. So that's E E Tower of the Winds. Get a good look at that. The top build out, how it kind of lips out a little bit. Sorry if it's not in good focus, but let's keep that right back there. Tiff Nature Preserve. Now, this could be, like I say, built from War of 1812. It could be built in the style of, it could be a replica of the Tower of the Winds. Look at that. Okay. This thing does have windows right there. In the style of, but when you put things together, like how Martin at Flat Earth British has referenced before, how they flood certain sites to hide them. This is a nature preserve that's a marsh, effectively. And, you know, with the whole, sometimes they leave things there for you to see. Who knows what that is? I'm going to get closer to it and see, and that'll be another video. But this is what really kind of raises the hairs on the back of my neck. And I would be remiss not to get out there and do this kind of work here. It's right in my backyard. Who knows? Could be the War of 1812, a remnant, a parapet from that. Does look like there's an outline of an old building there. Looks like there. Oh wow! I just noticed that. Literally just noticed that. This could have been the other one. It's kind of like in the same line. Wow. Okay. Firing from the hip. Learning new stuff on the fly. What I say about the hairs on the back of the neck. Okay, so yes, obviously you see what's going on with this book. Could be a good resource. It is a good resource. Everything's citable. A lot of these buildings probably aren't even standing still. Hence the whole usurping of history. He who controls, holds sway currently, holds sway of history. It's, you know, the play on the old history is written by the victors. History, his story. Eh? Eh? Iron Age to the Steel Age. Steel. They stole it. Steel. Words have meaning. Now you might say a crossword puzzle, but they were very, very popular back in the day. Handwritten. I don't know which copy. I would obviously say that's obviously the latest one, but I've seen books that have, a couple different copyrights. Obviously, the latest one would be it, 1953. Excuse me. Going through and doing stuff like that. There you go. Tartar definition. Tartar, Turk. Turk. Interesting. Now obviously I've seen this before. Turk, Cossack, Russian, okay. But then you also have underneath the subheading Khan, Khanate, Genghis Khan on the steppes. was the Mongol Empire Tartaria? I don't think so, but who knows? You got, they're calling Tartarus. So here's my opinion on that. Tartarus, they, when I say grabbled there, sorry if you can't see that. Tartarus, Hades, that could be a grabble. Flipping it, you know, Tartar, we think of Tartaria as being benevolent, providing free energy. Obviously, Hades is the Greek parallel to what we would call hell or the underworld. Tartarus, is that part of the flip? Bizarro world, upside down. They grabbled it and turned Tartar, or to kind of incept in you that, you know, it was bad or whatever. Who knows? But anyway, I'm looking through it and then I see definitions of tartar. What? Mind blown. Okay. Literary Digest, Book of Marvels. That's my great-grandmother. I put a brief video out about this before. So we have a literary digest from back in the day with my great-grandmother's name stenciled on it. And in it, we got stuff about Tesla. We got architecture, Paris architecture, gravy, Peace Bridge from Buffalo, okay. Vaccine information, crazy. Peace Bridge. Oh, that might be the that might be the women astronomer who discovered that stars are circling on the outsides of galaxies way faster than they should be, and if they're going that fast, that they should be flung out. I've had a video about that before. That might be her, actually. Miss Leavitt. Look that up. Peace Bridge, right there. Very cool. Oh, and that's another thing. My last video, I was detailing on how Wikipedia, you can't find how legitimately how they built buildings in Buffalo. I challenge you to find how they built the Peace Bridge. These especially these concrete things that are in the middle of Niagara River, the most torrent part of the Niagara River, aside from the lower Niagara Falls, in between Fort Erie and Buffalo, where the Peace Bridge is. It's the most dangerous part of the river, and they built a bridge right there. You guys got pictures? Love to see them. Tesla. Here we go. St. Peter's, Rome. Cathedral of Notre Dame, Paris. Just look at that. Look at the city blocks. Take a minute to get that in. Just unbelievably beautiful. Mostly all knocked down. Why? Because this realm was usurped, seemingly. More to come from Berserker Bear. Little short one there for you.